I think short term, we haven't seen an impact yet, but long term, I think it's going to have an enormous impact on us, especially a restaurant like us is downtown that's across the street from two hotels and the Phoenix Convention Center. I know I checked in last week with the hotel across the street and they told me we've already had 13 conventions cancel, and convention season is the lifeline for downtown businesses. So it would have, I hope it doesn't have it could be the reason that we end up after 35 years closing our doors. I hope not, but if we've already lost 13 conferences, I can't imagine what it's going to be like a year from now if we're still in the same position. Our evening business is solely dependent on either a basketball game or a concert or something, a downtown event or a convention. Our convention business probably makes up at least, I'd say 60% of our dinner crowd, but even probably 40 to 50% of our lunch crowd. And that's why summertime has always been so difficult to survive in downtown Phoenix. And like I said, if people start choosing to take their business elsewhere, it's going to have a horrible impact on us financially downtown.
Yeah.
Obviously with the economic situation we've been in the last couple of years, we've had to take steps. To be honest, 2010, this is the first year we're starting to see some sort of bounce back, and just as we were starting to feel somewhat optimistic about the direction of things economically downtown, just as we're starting to feel good about it, all of a sudden this comes down and we're stuck in no man's land like we were last year and the year before that, not knowing what's coming, not knowing how we're going to be affected.
Yeah. Wow.
That's, like I said, short term, everything seems to be just fine, but when you hear 13 conferences have already canceled, that's just the initial reaction. Who knows what's going to happen, 6 months, 12 months down the road. So yeah, I'm petrified of what's going to happen. This is just the beginning, and I'm hopeful that this, like I said earlier, it's just a knee-jerk reaction. But if people follow through on this stuff, it's going to have a devastating effect on all of us. Right now we have 62, and to be honest, I've had to change and last year when we were going through what everybody else is going through, I had to alter our hours of business a little bit in order to not lay people off. But I've already done that, and if things get worse because of this, I cannot imagine that I could survive this without having to lay some people off. Yeah, these people, they're like family. We've been around for so long. I've grown up, a lot of these people babysat me when I was a kid, when my parents were here, and the last thing I want to do is have to lay someone off.
Yeah.
But if it comes down to the survival of our business, I'm going to do whatever I have to make sure we can still open those doors every morning.
Yeah.